PlayStation Studios finally adds Bluepoint Games into its repertoire, making it the fifth studio to join the PlayStation Studios family this year. So that would be, for anyone who needs a little bit of a reminder, that would be Housemarque, Firesprite, Nixxes, Fabric as well, which was a studio that Firesprite just recently added or acquired themselves, which is a pretty weird situation. And now the fifth and final one. Well, who knows if it is the final one this year, but the most recent one is Bluepoint Games, which is funny because if you guys remember, PlayStation Japan actually leaked this like 3 months ago, alongside the Housemarque announcement. So yeah, it kind of felt like this one was like a long time coming. But yeah, it was finally confirmed. Hermen Hulst on Twitter said that the studio's brilliant recreation of Demon Souls for the PS5 launch proves that Housemarque or that Bluepoint Games knows PlayStation games inside and out. We are so excited to welcome them as the newest member of PlayStation Studios. Congrats to everyone at Bluepoint Games. So yeah, man, this is really exciting. And on top of this announcement, we actually found out that Bluepoint's next game isn't going to be a remake. So the big sort of like Metal Gear Solid remake that all of these rumors have been kind of floating around and saying that that they are going to be working on. Seemingly that's not true. That's not happening. Which I've definitely seen some people express disappointment about that. They obviously, they see the Shadow of the Colossus, they see the Demon Souls, and the idea of Metal Gear remade with that level of fidelity and technical know-how it definitely is tantalizing just to think about, right? But no, I mean, Bluepoint is going to be making their own original IP, which for them I bet is almost like the shackles are coming off, right? Because literally, like, I don't know when they started, but man, even going back to like the God of War, collection, and then the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, and Gravity Rush remastered, and then Shadow of the Colossus, and then Demon Souls, right? Like they have been pigeonholed into this category of being the remake slash remaster studio. And I for if I was in that position, like, yeah, I would love the opportunity to make something original myself, right? Like I feel like for them, they've probably proved time and time again that yeah, they can make a damn good remake. So now it's time to, yeah, take off the shackles and let's see what they can really do. And that prospect is exciting again because I think take your list of like favorite studios and whatever. In terms of like graphical fidelity and just how games look technically, I feel like Bluepoint is like right up there with like some of the best. Honestly, like Demon Souls looks absolutely incredible on the PS5, and yeah, just seeing that applied to all of the sort of history that they've sort of gathered throughout the years of all of these various IPs that they've gotten to work on and applying that to their own original game is really exciting to think about. Then I mean that also kind of like begs the question, like I wonder what will their like own original game be in terms of like because it could be anything, right? It really could be anything, and I don't think Demon Souls and Shadow of the Colossus is like something that we can really base like say definitively, like looking at that and say, okay, their next game it has to be like third person or something along those lines, right? I don't know if we can do that because by all means it could be a first person shooter. Maybe it could even be, heaven forbid, a racer, right? But yeah, I don't know. And I think again that prospect of not knowing what their next project is going to be is really exciting. And then they also said in an interview with IGN, Marco Thrush, who I believe is like the owner of the studio or the studio head, he also said like on top of them making their first original IP, Shadow and Demon Souls was really sort of like the stepping stone for them to finally be able to go off and do that. But he also mentioned that, like, yeah, so we've made, these remakes and remasters, but that has, kind of naturally that takes less time to develop because they've been on a pretty much like a 2 to 3 year dev cycle. So that naturally is going to take a shorter amount of dev time when compared to making your own original sort of IP. So yeah, although so that I mean that basically means that, yeah, we're not gonna see what we're not gonna see their next project for a while, because yeah, naturally this is gonna take some time for them to get off the ground running, which is fine, man. It's fine. Again, some people are lamenting the fact that we aren't getting remakes from them, which, yeah, again, I understand because, man, the idea of like a Metal Gear remake, or I'm just throwing something wild out there, like a Sly Cooper or like an Infamous remake would be, or a Legend of Dragoon COD would be absolutely nuts. But at the same time, you want these teams to be happy, and I know if I was in that position, I would not want to be working on other people's stuff for like my entire life, if that makes sense. So yeah, just the opportunity to kind of like stretch your creative legs a bit and work on something that is yours, that is specifically yours, right? It has to be something that they have been wanting to do for a very long time. And now that they finally get the chance to do so under the PlayStation Studios banner is pretty cool. And they also talked about, like, hey, we know PlayStation pretty much like the back of our hand. Like, this isn't, you know, this isn't necessarily like it's taking away anything from, other platforms, right? Because it's not like Bluepoint has been this like big multi-platform studio. They've been synonymous with PlayStation for pretty much like decades almost. Yeah, so they're definitely intimately familiar with PlayStation. So yeah, this only means in terms of like resources and money. They're finally the velvet rope in the club has finally been opened for them to come step inside. So that's pretty cool that they're gonna have access to all these resources, and they will be able to talk more closely to a Naughty Dog or Santa Monica or Housemarque or whoever it may be. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Congratulations to Housemarque. Um, this is really cool, man. I mean, this I think honestly this adds further diversity to the lineup. We saw Fire Sprite, and kind of got a little bit of info in terms of like what they're working on. One of them being like a sort of like a narrative adventure. And then we got, obviously Housemarque, and, they just put out Returnal. That's definitely a really, really, like a vastly different game compared to like, what God of War or Horizon is. And, we don't know what Bluepoint is working on, but I don't know. It's still nice to see just sort of like the level of content that is going to be coming out from PlayStation within the near future. Um, and then like even like, man, this is like I was thinking like, yeah, we got the acquisitions of Fire Sprite and Housemarque and Nixus and obviously Bluepoint now. But then I was thinking, like, man, we also got the announcements this year of various partnerships that PlayStation was making. So you have Deviation Games, you have Jay Raymond's Haven Studios, and you have Firewalk Studios as well, the team that's sort of comprised of like former Bungie veterans. And so yeah, it's like you can really start to see that there is like not only just like a plethora of content that's going to be lined up for PlayStation within the coming years, but there's also this big emphasis on variety. I feel like more than ever before, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where we kind of go from here. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the video, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe for more sort of like gaming news videos like this. I would love to keep doing them. So yeah, that's gonna do it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.